You're lying in bed. The world is quiet. A sky full of stars sits just above your ceiling, and behind those stars, a mystery more vast than words. Somewhere out there, a star is being born, another is collapsing into silence. And yet here you are, aware of it all, asking the question, how big is the universe really? It's a question that points to something more than numbers, more than light years and particles, because behind the mechanics, there's meaning, and meaning never happens by accident. Today we're going to explore the scale of the universe, not just in size, but in significance, not just to understand what's out there, but to remember why you're here. Chapter 1. What we can see. Scientists estimate the observable universe is about 93 billion light-years across. That's the part of creation we're able to detect, because that's how far light has traveled since the beginning of time. Every galaxy, every nebula, every star we've ever photographed, it all fits inside this observable sphere, a kind of cosmic horizon. But this isn't the full universe. It's just the part we can see from here. Like standing in the middle of a forest and only seeing trees within a foggy mile. We are positioned at the center of that sphere, not because we're the center of all things, but because from our perspective, light has arrived from every direction equally. Yet, somehow, the fact that we're even capable of observing this universe, of questioning its scale, studying its beauty, searching for truth, that's not random. It suggests we're not just here to exist, but to discover. Chapter 2. The edges we'll never reach. The edge of the observable universe isn't a wall. It's a limit of vision. Some galaxies are so far away their light hasn't reached us yet, and may never reach us, because the universe is still expanding, and that expansion is accelerating. In a strange twist of physics, some parts of space are moving away from us faster than the speed of light. So fast, in fact, that no message, no photon, will ever make it across the gap. Those regions exist, but we'll never see them, never touch them, never know them. And yet, they're still part of the same creation, still part of the same design. It makes you wonder, why is the universe so large if so much of it is forever out of reach? Maybe it's to remind us that there's more to reality than what we can observe. That wonder itself is part of the plan. Chapter 3. How far does it go? If the observable universe is 93 billion light-years wide, how big is the whole thing? We don't know. It could be hundreds of times larger. It could be infinite. Some theories suggest that space extends forever, that the universe never ends, only curves and stretches endlessly. Others propose it's shaped like a loop dash, that if you traveled in a straight line far enough, you might return to where you started. But what's more important than the shape is the fact that the universe has structure at all. Patterns, symmetry, laws that hold true across galaxies. The further we look, the more it seems that the universe didn't just happen. It was arranged, like a canvas, too big for any one creature to see all at once, but painted with intention. Chapter 4. Theories of the Multiverse. In some scientific circles, there's a theory that we may not live in the universe, but in a universe, a multiverse, a grand collection of countless other universes, each with different laws, different histories, even different versions of you. It's a popular concept in modern physics and in science fiction. But even if it were true, it doesn't change this truth. You were still placed here, now, in this universe on this Earth. The idea of a multiverse isn't a threat to meaning. If anything, it makes this version of reality even more precious. Out of all possibilities, this is the one you were born into. And that speaks volumes, because it means this moment matters. It means you matter. Chapter 5. The Shape of Creation. When we study the shape of the universe, we're asking, is it flat, curved, infinite, finite? Current data suggests it's very nearly flat, which means parallel lines never meet, and the universe stretches on without obvious boundary. But imagine trying to describe the shape of a balloon while standing on it. You'd see a flat surface. You wouldn't realize you're walking in circles around a sphere. Now imagine that same idea, but in 4 dimensions. What if we're living inside a creation whose true shape is beyond our comprehension? What if we're too small to grasp the fullness, but not too small to appreciate it? Because sometimes knowing there's more, even if you can't see it, is enough to keep exploring. And maybe that's the point. Chapter 6. From Stars to You. Now let's zoom in, from distant galaxies, to this solar system, to this planet, to you. You are made of the same elements found in stars: carbon, oxygen, iron, all forged in ancient explosions, scattered across space, brought together in a design that can breathe, think, feel, and dream. But you're more than just stardust, because dust alone doesn't ask questions. Dust alone doesn't create music, or love, or seek truth. There's something else inside you. A kind of light, not from a star, but from something higher. You weren't just built by nature. You were formed with intention. And the more we understand the universe, the more we're reminded that life isn't random. It's deliberate, personal, sacred. Chapter 7. Will it ever end? Science tells us the universe is still expanding, faster and faster, pulled outward by something we call dark energy. If that continues, one possible ending is the heat death, where stars burn out, galaxies fade, and everything goes cold. Another is the Big Rip, where space itself tears apart down to the atomic level. Or it could slow, reverse, and collapse in a big crunch. But none of these outcomes feel like the end, because deep down we sense there's more. That creation isn't moving toward chaos, but toward fulfillment. Maybe the universe isn't dying. Maybe it's becoming what it was always meant to be. Maybe this isn't the full story, just the first chapter. Chapter 8. So, how big is it really? We started with a question. How big is the universe? The honest answer: we don't know. Maybe we'll never know, but maybe it was never about the size. Maybe the real power of the universe isn't how far it stretches, but how deeply it points inward, how it leads us not just to observe, but to wonder, to reflect, to feel awe. Maybe the universe is so big because the one behind it is even bigger, and because something that beautiful deserves a stage this grand. And maybe the most incredible thing about the universe is that, in all its size and brilliance, it still made room for you. Final thought. So tonight, if you look up at the sky, don't let it make you feel small. Let it remind you, you are part of something vast, not by chance, but by design. And while the universe may be too big to fully measure, the fact that you're here to witness it means your life is bigger than you think.